Hey girl, let's talk. I'm Ramona Holloway from the New Mix 1079 in Charlotte. Welcome to Radio One's Hey Girl, Let's Talk. This is an opportunity for us to connect and share and just get what's off of our chest about what's going on that affects our lives. It really impacts us. This is the first Hey Girl of 2022, and it's all about the single ladies because we are talking about toxic dating. I have asked two of my single girls from Radio One to join me today. First off, we have Anissa. She's from Radio One Richmond. She is a millennial. She's got a heart for God. She really embraces and practices some extraordinary self care. She also is really dedicated to giving women a place to share and thrive in an authentic way. Anissa, I'm so glad we finally have an opportunity to talk.
Yes. Hey, Ramona. Hey, everyone. Hey, girl, let's talk. I'm just so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
And my other girl, I kind of get to work with every morning because we are in separate studios. You know her on Twitter as Pandemonium, Pandemonium, I might say. Pam Warner. She does traffic for practically every station in Charlotte. But primarily, she does traffic for all of our Radio One stations. She is a single mom. She is fluent in, I say, comedy and sarcasm. And she's a mommy blogger who is as opinionated as she is kind. Pam, it's so good to finally get a chance to work with you like this.
I know. Thank you so much, Ramona. I'm super excited to be here. If there's anybody who knows toxic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's you, Ramona. Like,
I'm not going to call you out like that just yet.
Toxic. You've put some out there and you've received some. I got to say, though, Pam, are you single and looking, first of all?
I am single and I am looking. I actually went on a date the other day, but I'm hesitant about looking.
Okay, Anissa, single and looking?
I am single and waiting.
The difference between single and looking and single waiting is you're kind of waiting for him to come to you?
I am waiting for the right time and the right person.
Okay. So as you're waiting, are you doing things to meet people or no?
I'm living in my purpose. And I believe that, see, I'm so goal-oriented and ambitious. I'm just working and doing all the things that I know I need to do right now. And I just believe that as I'm thriving, the person who's thriving, we're going to bump into each other. And that's just...
Or he'll wind up in your DMs, maybe?
Maybe. It's been a lot of that.
Okay, Pam, I have seen you post some single lady stuff on Twitter. Yes. So I know you're looking. How are your DMs and I'm going to assume dating apps looking?
No dating apps because I feel those are just outdated and what everybody's looking for in there. It's not what I'm looking for at all. The date I actually went on the other day was from a DM. So it was nice though. It was a different approach, which I appreciated. And, I'm waiting as well, but at the same time, like, I still want to get out there and have a little bit of fun. I spent too much time closing myself in and not doing anything and just reliving the past. And I can't carry that with me. I have to start fresh. And while I'm building myself and, I'm just dating to have fun. I'm not dating to lock it down right now. It's just, I need to see what's out there. I did that in the past. And that's why we're here because I locked it down too quickly. So.
Okay. So dating out of your DMs, have you seen some toxic behavior there?
Oh, absolutely. And it's all in the language, right away in the language and how you approach me immediately. And those are immediately deleted. I don't even entertain it with a response, delete, block, bye.
I'm sorry if it's, I hope I don't offend either one of you. I don't think I do. When I say, okay, the first strike that tells me you are completely toxic is the dick pic.
I didn't know we could say that. I'm so glad you did. No, we never want those. They're never requested. We're never like, ooh, let's go out with this one. Like it just, what you have there, if you can't reach me mentally and emotionally, there's nothing in your pants that's going to attract me at all.
No, it's not cute. And I'm assuming that maybe you got that habit from your OnlyFans friends, but that's not, the
Yeah, that's
kind
not what
of
we're looking for over here. No.
what kind of toxic behavior scares you off, Anissa?
Um,
And we're talking about when it comes to dating.
yes. So when it comes to dating, certain toxic red flags or certain things that turns me off is just somebody who tries to make themselves appear as what they think I would like.
Oh,
I learned at an early time in my early 20s is to not answer the question, what are you looking for in a man? And the reason why is because a lot of the times they will intentionally or unintentionally, because some people just don't know when they're being toxic, is to take those answers and try to formulate themselves around, you know, who you
oh
think
Lord.
who they think that they should be for you, but then later down the line they end up showing the true colors. It's almost as
Oh yeah.
as if
They
they
can't keep the ruse up for very long.
just to bait it in. And so I also don't like when people are super sexual the first conversations either. I think that is so disgusting. Do not do that. I'm really just a lover of authenticity, and I believe that just also a lot of people feel like, well, I'm a good person. Why won't you go out on a date with me? Or I'm a nice guy. Or this is why you're single, because you don't like nice guys. Just because you're nice doesn't mean we're compatible romantically. And that's fine.
Ooh.
And so for me, it's just that overly aggressive, just doing too much type of conversations in the first. Let's just be authentically ourselves. If we click, we click. If we don't, that's cool. We could be friends.
And
But
I've especially found that there are, and I identify as Christian, loving Christian, not necessarily your judgmental type, but I find that there are some church guys who say, well, hey, you're a church girl, I'm a church guy. What's the problem?
I literally had a guy DM. Now, granted, this young man, he probably had well intentions, but he DM'd me. He was like, yeah, I saw that you were at this church that I visited. I went to church because I can't seem to meet any godly women anywhere. And in my mind, I'm like, so you went to church as the dating pool, but you didn't go to church. So it's one of those things where it's just, you have to be very careful.
It's Jesus, take the panties. Jesus, take the panties. Okay, I'm going to throw out something that I find probably a little bit petty, but for me, it's immediately, I'm going to not say a red flag. I'm going to say a tinted white flag. And that is, the first line is, hey, beautiful. Hey, gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Hey, sexy. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to throw in, hey, queen.
Yeah.
Definitely right there with you on that one.
Pam, why do you see it as toxic?
It's just, you want to get to know me? Start with my name. If you can't even get my name, there's nothing else that I can assure that you're going to be able to accomplish. Like, get the name right. You're telling me that either you don't want to waste the time into getting to know my name because you just want to see how quickly this conversation is going to get you into my room. Or you're just trying not to confuse everybody.
Yes. Huh. Yeah. Yes.
I'm just
he's trying to escalate a little too fast.
Very quickly.
And so when I mention this to the guys at work, like really, hey queen, they're like, is there anything that'll satisfy you? I'm like, no, it's not about the fact that you are calling me a queen. It's just that you probably typed the same thing to the last 50 women.
Yes.
Use my name. And then half the time when they do, they spell it wrong anyway, which says you didn't go
Oh man.
A.
If I can say one of my red flags, I don't know, this might be like a millennial thing in me.
Okay.
So, Grand Rising Queen. They don't say good morning anymore. They just say Grand Rising.
Good morning is so basic.
Grand Rising Queen. I just feel like you're trying to be overly deep at this point. Tell me good morning. Mm-hmm. And then they say the reason why they're not saying good morning is because morning represents death, but morning versus morning, it's two different spellings. So what are you talking about? It's MORING versus MOUR. it's just a lot over here. So the Grand Rising Queens is an automatic no response.
It just makes it feel awkward and too
Awkward.
forced.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Not that I've heard Grand Rising Queen, but
I've gotten a hey queen, but nobody's coming at me with Grand Rising.
right?
I feel
much.
that's
Too
not
much.
this toxic behavior. So Pam, first I got to find out whether or not we intend on repeating date with said guy.
I would be willing to go out again, and here's why. The conversation was great. There was never a dull moment at the table. I appreciated the fact that when he did ask me out and, where I wanted to go or if there was a specific, type of food maybe that I wanted to eat. I mentioned that I hadn't been out for sushi in a while. He picked out a really nice sushi restaurant, sent me the address, and he was just like, date, time, be there.
Wow.
And I like that. I like that initiative because I was in a relationship in the past where I was the one who had to do all those things. And it was like, it got so comfortable that you forget just the simplicity and someone taking that charge and taking that time, showing that initiative that, okay, I know she likes sushi. I'm going to find this nice restaurant close to me, by the way, because he lives about 30 minutes away. So he found a place that was like within 15 minutes of where I locally stay, was there on time. I was not. It was raining, but was there on time, waiting outside. Let me know when he arrived. Let me know when he was leaving to head out that way. And just the entire conversation was just enjoyable.
Wow.
It wasn't awkward. There was nothing sexual.
That
I'm
sounds
with
like
you
an
on that,
ideal- Is
Anissa.
that your
I hate.
ideal date?
Yes, that sounds perfect. The perfect first date.
It really does.
He did.
Great conversation. He
Yeah.
took charge.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not closing the book and being like, okay, this is it. Like, I still want to look around. There's other aspects that I look at that he didn't necessarily meet, but it's the first date. So I can't expect, everything on the table at that moment. But everything that he did show was positive, and that definitely piqued my interest.
Okay, Anissa, we talked about some of those toxic behaviors that say, I'm trying to go from 0 to 60 overnight. I don't know if things have changed, but it used to be that guys were trying to get into your crib or get you into theirs, third, fourth date.
See, it's hard for me to answer that because I don't really go on third and fourth date. I'm just joking. No, that was a joke. That was a joke. Laughing. Yeah, I think that in my generation, that is a thing, especially now with COVID. Like, people don't want to go out anymore. Let's just hang out in the house. But for me, I'm such a tight knit person. When it comes to my space, I don't like just anybody in my space.
Yeah,
So
and that's a little dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Sometimes.
I had, even, when Pam saying her first date, he sent her the address. He didn't say, let me come pick you up, for the first date. I thought that was pretty cool because it kind of shows that you're not too quick to see where I live, because some people are crazy and weird. And, I don't want certain people to know where I live. So,
100.
just trying to hang out in the house around the third or fourth date. For me, it depends how date 1 through 3 went, honestly. If I feel like I'm clicking with you, especially if I knew you beforehand. Like, if this is a complete stranger that I'm just meeting, that I'm going out with on the first time, it's likely that you're not going to come into my house super quick. But if I knew you before and we kind of knew of each other, but then we started, if you want to come in, watch a movie, have a glass, whatever, maybe. But it really, for me, is a case-by-case scenario.
Okay, let's talk about messaging while dating. When is it, oh, he texted me again, and this dude needs to communicate a lot? What's the difference? When is it toxic messaging? Because I have been the victim, I believe, of toxic messaging. The hello, you still there? Dude, I just texted you like a couple hours ago. When is it toxic messaging?
Pam, you want to go or?
Okay, so
Because I have an
I think you
answer.
can kind of actually pick out toxic messaging from jump, really, because some people don't have the ability to hide that right away because they don't see it as something that's toxic. They think that they're showing you interest and they're pushing that interest, and it does become toxic when you're not answering right away. And then it's like the question marks or like I'm sitting by my phone waiting for you to ask me something or tell me something or ask for a picture, whatever it is. I think some of those things you can pick out from beginning. I kind of do away with that texting. I don't respond right away, and not just because I'm trying to play that hard to get, but I'm letting you know that I'm not just sitting around waiting to hear from you. Like, I am a busy woman. I am a single
Exactly.
mother. I have a life, and
Anissa,
so
is that playing games? Is what
I
because
don't think it's playing games. I think it's a test of who they are, and it's also a bit of a training process. Like, if I show them from beginning that I'm not answering within the first minute that that text comes in, I'm showing them like, okay, she's busy. She answers me, and I'm not taking a day or 4 hours to answer, but I'm not answering within those first 5 minutes. I'm busy.
I think it's being realistic, showing the person this is life with me. This
Right.
is life with
And
me.
it's respectable amount of time. I don't let it go hours, but I'm not answering right away because that's sending them a different signal. And with guys, you can't really tell. Like, when they read those signals, they're like, oh, she's ready right now. And the other girl I text, she hasn't answered me in 30 minutes.
Mhm.
I rather, when I didn't used to before, but I'd rather now be that other girl that waits that 30 minutes to an hour to respond to you. I'm busy. If you want to jump on whatever's responding to you right away, you're living in a moment that I'm not living in.
Anissa, do you agree?
I totally agree with what Pam said, especially with the you can kind of tell from early on. So I have like a twofold answer. So I agree with Pam. You can tell from early on, like if you don't respond in 10 minutes, but then you constantly like hit me with question marks and doing all these things, you're not even giving me a chance to be interested in you because at this point, I can't step away from my phone to cook dinner
Hmm.
without you blowing me up. You're a bugaboo, as Destiny's Child would say at this point. So, but I also feel like it's about interest. If I'm really interested in you, I don't care how many times you text me. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to respond, not because I'm pressed, but if your conversation is engaging, if I'm really interested in you, I'm not going to think you're being thirsty because I'm interested in you.
Right.
It's
Right.
always the men that I'm not really interested in that I'm just why are you doing this? But I feel like if you're really interested in a guy enough, him texting you or trying to talk to you every day or calling you is not going to bother you because that interest is there and you're
Right.
intrigued with him and you want to get to know him. But also, I realize my communication style as I've gotten older and like Pam, I'm busy. I don't have kids, but I have a life. I'm enjoying my own space right now. I would rather not text you all day. I would
Hmm.
rather say, hey, good morning, have a good day. Let's FaceTime tonight or let's talk
Yep.
after work. I'm just
Exactly.
not a big texter all day. And I realize with maturity is that he is busy too. So he might necessarily, if I'm dealing with a guy who has ambition, who has goals and dreams, he's busy too. So he don't have time to be texting me all day. And so I realized that a good morning text or, how's your day going? And then, okay, I'll call you tonight after work and we can talk that way. That satisfies me as I've gotten older too.
Hmm. I agree with that as well.
Okay. Do you feel like you've been guilty of any of this clingy slash toxic behavior in your dating past? Anissa, be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my goodness. My biggest thing in my early 20s, college days was situationships.
Mm.
You're in these situationships with these guys, you're together, pre-pandemic, I was in a situationship with a guy where we were doing all the relationship things, going on dates, meeting, parents, doing this, but we weren't together. And so what happened is, oh, he's spending all this time with me. He's
Mm.
buying me things. We're going on dates. We're talking to each other every day. So that has to be my man, right? I'm putting it
Oh.
as my man, or I'm not accepting dates from anybody else. But the truth of the matter is, there needs to be an establishment that we are going to be exclusively in a relationship working towards a deeper goal. And in my past, I have made the mistake of being overly attached to guys that I was just in situationships with. And that was my toxic trait that I am glad that I grew out of.
My friend Ramona Holloway has ghosted a time or two. I'll be honest. Just like, I'm tired of talking to you, and you'll figure it out eventually when I don't answer the phone. I've grown, like you said, I have grown from that, but I think dating apps have made it a little cloudy. Like, is there like something between ghosting and just deciding that you don't want to date this guy and you don't feel like you owe an explanation because you just went on a couple of dates, it never got physical, you know what I mean? Like, since it didn't really go anywhere for me, I've been guilty of just like silence,
disappear.
yeah, whatever happened to Ramona, one of those situations. And maybe it's me, and like I said, I've grown a little bit, so if we've been on 3 dates, you'll definitely get a, hey, it's not working for me, it's not you, it's me.
Well, that's not true. It's them. I've been there. I've done the dating app thing, and I would say that the only time I felt that maybe I owed them an excuse is if we'd made it off the dating app and I've actually given you my phone number. I don't give out my phone number willy-nilly because I'm tired of blocking people. It's old. I'm tired of just letting the phone ring. So if we made it off the dating app, and I want to talk on the dating app for a while. And there's some guys like you talk for a few minutes. They're like, oh, give me your number so we can continue that. Like, no, you're on the app for a reason.
Yeah.
You're on the app to get to know somebody. So I don't want to give you my number if you want to continue to talk to me on the app. But then like you find out that they're just like monitoring you, like they see you online on the app and then they'll message you back to back to back. And it's like, oh, you don't love me no more? No, I didn't love you in the first place. This is why you never made it to getting my number. Like that's second base with me, getting my number. Like you haven't even made it that far. And so if we made it off the dating app and we actually had a few conversations and possibly went on a first date, then I felt I owed you an explanation because I'm just that kind of person. I feel like I wouldn't want to be ghosted, and it's happened. So I try not to do that to somebody else. There was obviously something there that interested me, that made me interested in you. But if it just didn't work out when we were face to face, I'm just going to let you know, like, I appreciate it. We had a great time. And when I feel like anytime I'm on a first date anyway, and I feel like maybe it's not going somewhere, when that check comes, my card comes out because I'm paying half.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's the first sign of me letting you know that we're not going on a second date.
Yeah, I'm not just out here getting free dinners, dude.
No. And that's another thing. I don't want to go out to eat on every first date. Take me around the city. Show me something that I haven't done. Yeah. Maybe take me bowling, roller skating, ice skating. Let's go on a hike on a Saturday. Like, I don't want to go out to eat all the time. I don't want to go out to drink all the time. There's things you can do in the city or anywhere you are that is free. Let's go to a park. Let's have that one-on-one, like full communication face to face. Like there's no movie that's distracting us. Like, yeah, we had fun in the movie because you didn't talk to each other. The movie was fun, but you're not.
Anissa, you women are so hard to please. And I say that because the minute a guy says you women, the minute he groups us all together, I know. Here comes some toxic stuff. This guy has issues.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
100%.
I agree.
How do those issues show up in your life as a millennial? Like for me, one of them is you saying all these women out here, or the other toxic thing that there are a lot of men who can't seem to let go of is talking about their ex. Oh. You can tell me a little bit about her. I'm curious about that. But I don't want to hear you dogging your baby mama because for some reason you decided to have a child with her. And if that reason is your irresponsibility, own up to it, bucko. Own up to it and stop blaming her for everything.
And if you can't stop talking about her, one, you're still in love with her. And two, You're trying to find somebody to match whatever energy she was pushing your way, which means you're just going to get embedded in the same thing that you just got out of. And I am not ready to play that game.
I will say, I always call myself a unicorn in my generation because I'm a firm believer in marriage. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I want to do things the right way, the traditional way. With social media, all these manscaping podcasts that are out there, just see celebrities, it is very hard. Our generation, it has been very hard to accept that they want marriage because you see like some of these prominent couples getting divorces, and you with social media and just the way that everything is open and accessible, people don't trust as easily anymore. And it's just very it's challenging because Pam was saying that she's kind of just chilling and dating and having fun. Now I have been not saying you're a serial dater, but I'm saying for myself, I have been a serial dater where I have dated one guy, the next guy got into this relationship, and I haven't had any time
thank you next.
I haven't had time for myself. So right now I am spending time with myself, not saying that I'm not.
What does that look like? What does spending time with yourself look like?
So what you guys can do is go follow me on Instagram at Anissa Love with 2 E's and 2 underscores. And I do this series in my reels called Court Yourself, Sis. And basically I take myself out on various solo dates. So this past weekend, I went to this restaurant out here in downtown Richmond and I got tacos and I had this cute drink and I just document. And it's really for everybody, whether you're single, married, divorced, got kids, don't have kids. I believe every woman should take time to spend with themselves, whether you're taking yourself out on a date, whether you're spending time in the house, self-caring it up, whatever that looks like for you, lighting your candles, cooking your favorite meal, drinking your favorite glass of wine, watching your favorite movie. You're doing stuff with you to make yourself feel good. You're filling yourself up. And so that way you're not relying on another person to fulfill that happiness that's within, because nobody can do that for you. So that's where I'm at right now, is that I want to be a whole person when I meet my person. So I'm not relying on them to fill me up because people aren't perfect.
Right.
So
I call that quenching your thirst. You're quenching, so you're not out here looking thirsty and accepting the first drink of water that comes around. I'm a firm believer in, on my social media, it's not a conscious thing, but I show myself doing things because I want you to know that this is what my life looks like. These are the kinds of experiences I expect in a relationship. So the minute you're like, well, I'm looking for, like, I've had guys, tell me straight up that they need a lot of time. They're looking for somebody to take care of them. Okay, I'm neither a nurse nor your purse, sir.
Yeah.
And then when you say, okay, no, thank you, they want to, like, but no, wait, I want to date you. No, you've already told me. And it's just like what you were saying, Anissa, when you say you don't tell a guy what you're looking for because he tries to become that guy. A lot of times when a guy tells you what he's looking for and you're like, no, he's like, wait. I didn't mean you have to cook. I just meant, no, you told me what you were looking for. Therefore, I am letting you know that that's not me. Yeah. And when people change up,
it's like 9 times out of 10, it's after you've already fell for them. Mm-hmm. So you're already locked in with them. And now you're like, wait, who is this person? So now you're just in this big mess. And one thing that my stepmom taught me is that you can almost tell within the first 5 minutes of a conversation if this is going to go somewhere or not. Like something is going to show you, okay, yes or no. And I think about my past dating experiences, and I have no bad blood with anybody that I've dated in case they watch this. I always think back, that first conversation showed me exactly why now I'm no longer messing with you. That first couple of days I remember. And so just heeding to those flags in the beginning. If you're looking for something a little bit more serious, if you're casual, you're cool. But if you're looking for something a little bit more serious, that first conversation, believe what they're saying. And if it doesn't sit right with your values, your morals, or your standards, then they just gotta go.
Right. Now, before Pam, you get invested.
before before you had kids,
Hmm.
before your son, I can imagine you probably dated a little differently. How does being a
Absolutely.
single mom play into this?
It plays into it huge. I'm not one of those moms that, wants my son. For one reason, we don't allow people to come pick me up. I don't need you to know where I live. I live with my child. Second of all, I need to make sure that you're even worthy of bringing around him. I have a very intelligent 9-year old. He is a young man. He probably knows more and understands more than he should because of the things that we have gone through. And so the next person that comes in my life that I am planning on letting stay better be a good role model. And he's going to need to love my son as much as he does myself. We are a package deal, and it sounds so cliche, but when you really do have a child, like, you have to conform to that. And if you're not ready for kids, that's okay. That's not your journey, and that's fine. I'm not going to force that upon you. But he
And
is mine, and he's my life.
and I have to say this as a, not to make this conversation too heavy right here towards
Mhm.
the end, but moms, you have to be careful for the sake of your children, because there are men who will rush into meeting your children to hook you or hurt your kids.
Correct. And
They're
I
they're
have to
trying
say
to
the
rush
last
that along.
relationship and the last relationship I was in, the one that I was in for 6 years, I didn't introduce him to my son until after 6 months, because I wanted to wait that out. Are you going to be around? Because my son's not going to see a revolving door in my house.
No.
Absolutely not, because that's not the woman that I want to portray to him. Because when he starts getting interested in dating, mind you, he's 9, but when he starts getting interested in dating, he's going to see those things and think it's okay, and maybe start dating a bunch of different girls. And that's not any kind of example I want to set for him. He's going
Lord,
to
we
be a
don't need another
gentleman.
heartbreaker out here, Pam. Thank you for doing the right thing. And
Thank
Pam,
you.
how can people find out more about your mommy blogging? Listen to you perhaps doing traffic on Mix 1079.
So my mommy blog, which I haven't had the chance to really go on in a while, but I do have several blogs on there. It's called Single Party of Two, and it's basically about my journey with my son. And it talks about everything, funny stuff, some really heart wrenching, gut wrenching things. But it's my experience. It's my life, and I just want to share for the next person. So it's Single Party of Two, and it's on Blogspot. You can also find me as Pam Demonium on Twitter. I like to tweet a lot. That's where I get most of my listeners from. And you can hear me every morning, 1079 The Link, WBT, and FNZ, which is a sports station. So, yeah, I'm definitely, my voice is out there. I'm starting to put a little bit more of myself out there. I do have an Instagram as well, but it's basically just me and my son. I'm a mama boy, a boy's mom. I
Boy,
forget how to,
mom.
I'm a boy mom. So, it's called Just You and Me. Warner D is my Instagram, and that's how you see how I live with him. And I'm always doing fun stuff, and we're not just sitting at home all the time. We go to museums and movies and
Yeah.
parks, and we hike and we go river
You're
rafting.
creating a Renaissance man. Oh
Thank
Yes.
you.
my gosh, that's beautiful. Anissa, we don't get to see you in person, so how can we follow you online?
Yes, so you guys can follow my Instagram, Anissa, the way my name is spelled, love with 2 E's and 2 underscores, one word. My Instagram, you're gonna find lifestyle content. You're gonna find my faith, Jesus talk. I'm gonna be honest, I love God, so that's what I talk about. I make it vulnerable and relatable to everybody, and then just funny videos, because I like to think I'm a little funny too. So just come and interact with me. I would love to have you there.
Thank you so much. You know where to find me. I'm on Mix 1079. You can check out my Ramona's Recovery Room. It's a nice conversation about taking care of our parents and taking care of ourselves every Monday, 1 o'clock on Facebook Live. And all of the videos live on Facebook. And coming up, Galentine's Day. Coming up on February 13th. Online is going to be virtual because we know things are shutting down, but we're going to get together and connect anyway. Keep your eye out on all of the Mix 1079 socials to find out more about Galentine's Day, and also to find out about our next Hey Girl, Let's Talk. It's going to be every month right here. And we are so glad we had a chance to talk to you today. Please join us next time. And if you would like, share us and give us some comments about what you would hear us talk about again and love. Hey, girl, let's talk again. Thank you, Anissa. Thank you,
Bye.
Kim.
Thank you.